Hi, everybody. Welcome back. New viewers, thank you so much for stopping by. If you'd like more information, please do read the About section. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like the content. And subscribers, please do be sure to hit the notification bell so you know when a new video has been uploaded. The title of this is Super Bowl, Ace of Cups, and Plastic. And you will see what the common denominator is. So we were watching the Super Bowl. And I know it feels like 3 years ago already, right? And it was a great game. We weren't really rooting for anyone in particular, but we actually watched the whole thing. No one got up to do anything. And it was about a minute and 30 before the end. And obviously, we could do the math. We knew who won or who was going to win. And my son, which I don't blame him at all, he said, "Yeah, the game's over." He was ready to get up and leave. And it reminded me of when we used to go to Yankee games. We used to be Yankee fans when Swisher was on the team. And I used to be really surprised that people would get up and leave right before they're right before it was the end of the game. And I don't know. I always felt like you don't give up on your team, right? Even if it's obvious. Just like we don't give up on our friends. We don't leave a concert early if whatever the singer has a sore throat. We don't usually do that. And I think people don't realize, yes, they look at it as, well, the game's over, let's go, we'll miss traffic, all of that stuff. But they don't realize that it's like you're giving up on your team. You can't just be there when they're great, right? We're human. And if they have a bad day, that's probably when they need your support even more, right? So it was interesting. I explained that to my son, of course. The other thing from the Super Bowl, which I found amazing, the flip side of that, and this is notwithstanding some of the unsportsmanlike behavior that was, that was displayed at the game, but the way the Bucks just fought to the very end, even when it was in the bag, right? They fought to the end. I was shocked. I actually watched that block a couple times on YouTube. I was just amazed at the commitment, commitment to yourself, to the game, to your team. I thought that was amazing. And I think that's love too. It's love for your team, for your friends, and for yourself as well, which leads to the Ace of Cups. This is in tarot. This is the Rider-Waite deck. This is like the grandfather of tarot decks. And if you notice in this card, it's also very spiritual. You have the dove, you have the host, the chalice, and it's being offered by a spiritual figure, right? So now, according to the other cards you may have around that card in the spread, usually that's a new beginning in love. That's an offer of love, usually for relationships. However, depending on the other cards in the spread, it's about self-love. And it's interesting, we're not always taught about that. Depending on your culture, your religion, we're always taught to accept one another, to not judge. I was taught not to judge. You don't judge unless you've walked in their shoes, in someone else's shoes. And it's true, right? When someone reacts a certain way, you don't know if they're just having a bad day. And we are taught to be, and we should be empathetic, right? And people have faults, and people have not so good days, et cetera, et cetera. But it's interesting, we don't always use that on ourselves, right? We don't always cut ourselves a break. If you're having whatever, you have an outburst or you make a mistake, do you forgive yourself, right? We need to forgive ourselves as well. We are here, we're forgiven by God, and we forgive our friends and we forgive others. And it's okay, it's okay to forgive yourself and to love yourself. It's not being selfish, actually. The more you love yourself, the more you have to give. The more you accept yourself, the harder, it's almost, not to say the harder you work, but the more you accept yourself, you accept each step, toward whatever the goal might be. You're not going to beat yourself up for falling down or for failing, because you can get yourself back up. You love yourself enough to do that. And I think we're not always taught that, right? We're always taught to forgive one another. And then, but if if you forgive yourself, or if you choose to put out boundaries with certain people, or you choose to stand up for yourself, oh, you're not being respectful, or you're not being, you're being selfish, let's say. And it's not true. I think, the more self-respect you have, actually, then others respect you as well. And you can have a more harmonious relationship. You can speak your mind, for example, with someone, and they don't judge you. or and that, I think, by accepting yourself, then you actually accept others as well, and it just makes for a stronger relationship, a stronger work environment, more loving, less insecurities. Ultimately, that would make for great society and great world. And I just, it doesn't matter how old you are, I'm learning things every day. And it's okay to know what you want, to know who you are, to love one another, and to love yourself for who you are as well, right? Which leads now to plastic. Love for the environment. With all of this going on, we don't realize that we've been fighting so hard to do our best for the environment, recycling, don't waste water, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't know about you, but all I see is plastic everywhere with to-go containers, plastic utensils. Our masks are plastic as well. Whatever you can do. I called our favorite place and I asked to speak to a manager regarding the plastic. They have not called me back yet, but that's okay. We went there yesterday and I asked for real silverware instead of plastic. They gave it to me, it was no problem. Whatever you can do, if you can call your favorite place, that'd be great. I think it's wonderful that we are supporting businesses in any way. I saw 2 restaurants that was closed yesterday, signs taken down. I mean, it was heartbreaking, really. So obviously, whatever you can do to support is great. If you could just think twice, if you don't need the utensils, you're getting to go and they just put them in the bag and you don't need them because you're going to use your own, just tell them not to put them in there if possible. That's one thing. Certainly, if you can just get out and patronize in that way, everyone's being safe. I know everybody has their own, what's that word? Not threshold, but whatever makes you comfortable, certainly. We do go out, everyone's safe. Where I perform, people are coming out. You do what you want. But if you can get out, that's great. Obviously, that would help on the plastic situation. If you do get takeout, whatever you can do, certainly try to recycle, even though, personally, I don't know where that all goes, except in the middle of the ocean. But whatever you can do. Even masks. If you can buy the cloth masks and you just wash them, you throw them in the laundry, or even wash them by hand with a little soap. It's not, that would be a huge help as well. I mean, I don't know about you, but I see plastic masks on the ground. People just drop them there, or they fall out of the car, nobody picks them up. Please do what you can. Please, everything matters. Things are bad enough, and this is just destroying our environment. Right before I say goodbye, I've been promising to talk about pranic healing. Part of the reason I haven't done too much of that is only because we're swamped, and I didn't want to make promises I couldn't keep. But pranic healing, for those of you who don't know what it is, it's energy healing. It's almost like Reiki, if you've heard of Reiki. This is all remote. I don't need to see you. All I need is a name, an age, and how severe the case is of COVID. Obviously, this healing is for everything. I mean, we help people with everything. I have friends and people who just ask me, wounds, lower backache, all of it. But right now, for the virus, healings are free. They're unlimited until you get better. I need to stress, which I think I haven't, this is not in place of conventional medicine. I'm not telling you not to go to your doctor. I'm not telling you not to go to your doctor. All I'm saying is this is a huge help. If you catch me right away, I have people who text me the minute they test positive. And then they're fine within a week or so. Some people take a little longer. I have a friend who actually has emphysema and was astonished that I could sense he was still smoking. But thank God he was fine in a couple weeks. Obviously, more serious cases is a different story, but certainly we help we help people on ventilators all the time. The other thing that I really ask, and it's really important, is if you have someone who's not in direct contact with you, like if it's a friend of a friend, or sometimes I see people on Facebook, oh, so-and-so just tested positive. I don't even know who they are. The thing is, I have to be able, the more updates I can get, the better. So for example, if you know it's a friend of a friend, but you have some sort of contact and I can check in with you every few days, what's going on. Because as you know, or as you may have heard, people do eventually get off the ventilators and now all of a sudden their kidneys aren't working, for example. Okay, so please, if you'd like more information, heartofgodhealing.com. Feel free to email me, info@heartofgodhealing.com. Again, this is not in place of your doctor. It's not in place. This is like, you're taking your antibiotics and this is your orange juice. This just helps you, moves you along. It's really quite miraculous. Yeah. So thank you so much again for visiting. I love doing this. I love sharing this with you. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Spread the word. You can tell, obviously, it's a very new channel, but I support and appreciate every single one of you. And I do support you in your endeavor, in whatever way. If this helps you a little bit, you could take away something. I've done what I need to do. So thank you so much. God bless you.